And after all that, Christian asked me to make coffee. So I booked a flight back to Oklahoma to spend Christmas with my family alone. Was I justified?
In my opinion, you did what you felt you needed to do.
I want to know what you think.
Do you think you were justified?
Why did she turn that around on me? And what did she mean by I did what I felt I needed to do? Have you ever wondered what your therapist really thinks about you? So did I. After almost getting caught going through my therapist's garbage, I knew there had to be a better way. And now, there is. Thanks to Insight. Insight lets you find out what your therapist really thinks about you.
Thanks for waiting. Did you want to continue our conversation from last week about your relationship with your mom?
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Great. I'll get my notes. Oh, and that's a cute sweater.
You think so?
Yes. I like the color. It's very fall.
Thanks.
Did she really think that was a cute sweater, or did she think I looked so fragile that I needed a compliment? Everything your therapist says is loaded and is there to elicit a response from you. But sometimes they can just say pleasantries, right?
Phew. Oh man, how do they know this?
Great question. Insight has spies. They've embedded in therapists' lives. My therapist's best friend and stepfather wasn't in love with her mother, but rather a paid actor who had been undercover for 13 years. He told me, well, that's not important. What is important is that you can get to the truth too. Simply look up your therapist's name. If they have a green check mark, that means that there's an Insight employee already in their life, unbeknownst to them. No green check? Don't worry, we're on it. Say your therapist isn't married yet. Simply tap their name and give us 7 years. We guarantee that by then, she or he will be to one of our spies. Don't think you need 7 years of therapy? If you're considering Insight, you probably do.
We just wanted to know which one of us our marriage counselor agreed with. With the help of Insight, we got footage of our marriage counselor talking about our relationship to his therapist, who is not actually a therapist, but an Insight contractor.
After watching hours of footage, we found out our counselor was always on my husband's side.
Turns out, Madeline really was the problem. It was so validating to find out what I already knew, which is that everything was her fault.
Our counselor did like my jokes though, so that was a win for me. We're divorced now.
Goes without saying.
After every session, I left wondering if my psychoanalyst liked me. Well, with Insight's help, it turns out that he really does think I'm great. It really validated all the work I put into pretending I'm okay and cool in our sessions. I guess I'll keep that up.
Insight, brought to you by the people who also make Scan It, the app that tells you if the cashier thought your purchases were weird. The Down Low, a medical app that exposes your gyno's medical record notes. And They Flirt, a site that answers the question, is the bartender flirting with me? Insight, now only $299 a month. Still cheaper than therapy. Insight, it's good to know. Insight is fully HIPAA non-compliant.